reading. And one of the messages that I am picking up for you is I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a heavy month. A lot of you are still dealing with residual energy when it comes to relationship issues. I feel almost as if, everything else in your life is going well. And it seems like, the love situation is the one blockage. And obviously that message is not going to apply to all, but I do sense that it's really important for you to stand up for yourself, demand what it is that you feel you're worth, give ultimatums if you need to, but the way you have to be really clear about what it is that you want, what it is that you're hoping to achieve, and then verbalize it when you're dealing with people around you. And that can be any type of an interpersonal relationship, family members, friends, loved ones, significant other. Okay, so it's really important to like reclaim your power and to at least put your foot down. Put your foot down. Um, I feel like for a lot of you, you're dealing with a relationship partner for quite some time now, somebody who's not following through on their promises, and I feel like it's gotten to be like a recurring pattern. So you're just accepting it as it is, and that basically means being complacent, and it's basically not taking control of your life and not taking ownership of the things that you want and steering your life in the direction that you want. So be very mindful of that if you're dealing with that. Someone who is continuously reneging on their promises. So, we go through life and we set intentions and we have a sense of what it is that we feel we deserve. And those are basically what we feel we deserve can be can be lessened based on the situations that we put ourselves in. So for example, if you've been constantly, dragged down by people around you and told that you're not worthy, obviously your perception of what you're worth is going to be very, very low, and it might be distorted. So it's really important to, stand up for yourself and to just demand what it is that you deserve, not based on external constraints, not based on things that you have been told you deserve, but more on what it is like on a human level, what it is that you feel you deserve. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I feel like taking ownership of your life, taking charge of things, and not letting other people walk over all over you. That's going to be the major lesson here. All right. And I don't want to start the reading on such a grim note, but I feel like that was the overwhelming message that was coming through when I shuffled the cards. So just something for you to keep an eye out for and try to change. If there have been troublesome relationships that have been very one-sided in your life, especially if you are being made promises by somebody and you're hanging on to the fulfillment of that promise, I feel like it's important to let that go and move on with your life, okay? So let me get 3 advice cards for you. And once again, this is a different deck. It's a non-traditional deck, so I'm not going to be reading reversals. I feel like the financial situation is very, very stable for a lot of you. Your public image, your career, your environment, people you're interacting with. Make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who empower rather than people that, give you the short end of the stick, okay? That's not fair to you, and that's not taking ownership of your own sense of self-worth. So self-worth is going to be a major, major issue coming through for this month. What we allow others to do for us or to us. That's like one of the main themes that I'm getting here. I'm not going to read reversal, so I'm turning the cards over. All right. Okay. So good cards overall. Okay, first of all, when it comes to communication, we have the Princess of Swords and the Chariot. This is a card about balancing out your inner struggles. Okay, so this is like a victory through much strife and struggle. This is a card about harnessing the disparate energies within yourselves. So it's sort of like the heart and the head, the rational part versus the emotional parts. And it's also making decision to move your life in a very positive trajectory. And it's not an easy choice to make, but you are going to have to get yourself to this point where you are basically in the driver's seat of, the car in your own life. You are driving your life and steering your life in a positive direction. When I say take ownership of your life, this is pretty much what I meant, because victory is going to be yours once you are able to harness um, the disparate energies, the things that you want versus the things that are good for you, and at the same time identifying the things that you can change and the things that are out of your control, so that you don't beat a dead horse, so that you don't waste your energy trying to, fix things that are not working and that are not within your control to fix. So this is kind of like taking a step back, taking care of your own life first, and leaving situations and people that have been problematic behind. All right. In terms of, this is a card about inner struggle, inner conflict. Get yourself to the point where both of your drive, your ambitions, and your desires are working in conjunction with one another, so that you're coming to a place of empowerment and you're taking charge of your own life. All right. It's linked up here with the Princess of Swords, and the Princess of Swords usually it deals with communication coming in from other people, communication that just back and forth communication. And it's also a card in which we are starting out, we are on a path to expand our horizon and our intellectual capacity. And what I mean by this is, for a lot of you in general, let's talk about the energy first. So you're dealing with an air sign. Air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And the Princess of Cups, the Princess of Swords is like the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords, pages are very inquisitive. They ask a lot of questions. They like to get to the bottom of the truth. And they're very innocent and childlike in the way that they ask questions. They're very moral and ethical. And if something seems a little bit off, they're not shy about asking questions. Asking questions that might be uncomfortable, that might be really difficult to respond to. This is the energy that you are encountering, or this is the energy that is really going to help you move forward with the direction of your life, okay? Don't shy away from those important discussions that you have with another person. If you want to get at the truth, you have to do some research. You have to do some digging. And I do feel like for a lot of you overall, you might be dealing with this person as an external energy, somebody who asks questions, who tries to get to the truth. And because of it, they are doing it in a way that is entirely positive for you, so that you can move forward in a more directed, in a more empowered light, okay? However this person plays out in your life, I feel like for a lot of you, it might be a child. It might be like your child. It might be a granddaughter, a cousin, like a child of a younger person. I also feel as well in terms of I'm seeing it play out as an energy in that they're helping you move forward in some area, some aspect of your life, and it has to do with the way that you communicate, the way that you think, the way that you process information, and the way in which you are able to analyze and assess information. So it's a helping energy, I feel, overall. A lot of you, I feel like you might have trouble doing like detail oriented types of work. And as a result of it, this person might come in to give you the technical knowledge as to how to do it. This person is very intelligent, they're witty, and they are also very good with technology, good with taking things apart and putting things back together. So I feel they're going to be a great asset to you. All right. Now, in terms of your financial situation, we have the Seven of Pentacles as well as the Queen of Pentacles. Financially, things are looking very, very good for you. For a lot of you, there might have been some financial holdups, blockages, waiting for this payout. I feel like it could be, it's tax season, so there could just be some type of tax rebate or something like that. Well, it's tax season in the US at least. So some tax rebate or something like that. I don't feel it's a financial windfall. It's basically you're reaping the rewards of your hard work. So for those of you who are, I feel like for some of you, you might have been working and then you're retiring this year. And you're counting your assets, you're counting your money, and you're trying to see, when's a good time to retire? Where will I go? Where can I go so that I can get the most, in terms of low cost of living and things like that, so I can make the most of my money. So I feel like some type of planning when it comes to where you want to live, how you want to spend your money, whether or not you have enough money, some type of assessment when it comes to the types of jobs that would be good for your financial future in the long run, like past retirement, like where can you get the best pension and the best benefits and the best perks and things like that. So you're thinking and planning long term when it comes to your financial situation. At the present moment, you are showing up here as the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, once again, is a very financially stable, abundant type of woman. She not only is able to take care of herself, she is able to care for others. And through her generosity, other people are thriving. This is somebody who has a very good heart. So in terms of the financial situation, there is somebody in your midst, possibly an earth sign. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, that is going to help you greatly in terms of giving you advice, in terms of giving you, and the Pentacle suit is practicality as well. So they might have the knowledge in terms of giving you advice on all of these things, all of these practical solutions to things that you've been wondering about. So this is a card about a financial advisor as well, somebody who's very grounded, very stable, and they, are financially well off, so they're in a good position to dish out advice, okay? Um, I do feel as well for some of you who are dealing with an earth sign, if you are dealing with an earth sign, and I feel almost as if you're dealing with an earth sign, so that is, once again, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, there is some assessment that you're doing regarding this relationship, this interaction with the earth sign. And I don't read reversal, so we're going to flush it out if it's a love relationship. We're going to flush it out in the love reading. But I do feel there is a period of reassessment or a time of reassessment to see if it's worth it. I feel like you devoted a lot of time, a lot of sweat and tears in this situation, in this interaction with them, and you're the one doing all the work, and they're kind of like sitting and reaping the benefits of it, or at least they're getting more of it out than you are. So you are somewhat depleted as a result. So it's assessment is definitely in store, and it's going to be good for you to at least assess and see if it's worth pursuing, okay, or worth continuing in. Um, on the financial front as well, a lot of you might be reassessing whether or not you are happy at your current job, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you might stay in it for financial reasons, but you don't find a lot of emotional fulfillment from it, okay? So we do have the devil, and this is more on a love, romance, soul level. So the devil deals with restriction. It deals with unhealthy situations that we put ourselves in, unhealthy people that we can't extract ourselves from because we have the chains, and these are like cords of attachment. People that we are, people that might play or tug at our heartstrings, um, people that play the victim as well. So I feel like there might be somebody circulating around you is who might be miserable, and honestly they're not taking charge of their life either. So you feel as if, let me save you from yourself. And the thing here about, personal empowerment is that people have to get themselves out of their own predicament. It's not in our path, it's not in our best interest to interfere with other people's karma. So I hope that makes sense to you. What's tied in with this situation is the Two of Cups. So a lot of you are in a relationship where you feel as if you are kindred spirits, but the relationship itself has a lot of problems. All right? And it can go both ways. It can be entirely very, very positive, like it's a positive emotional experience, and the other person might mean well. But I feel like with the Two of Cups, it's a very strong soul connection. But at its best, it can be a very good connection. At its worst, it can be a very emotionally draining and a very karmic relationship. Both of these cards don't spell out karma to me. The next batch does. So you have to really reassess whether or not it is still worth it, because I feel, once again, emotional highs and lows. So you want to make sure, are you in love with the person? Are you, willing to just don't interfere with other people's karma. If somebody is playing the victim and they you're not anybody's knight in shining armor. We can't save other people from themselves. All right? So don't be fooled by this strong soul connection. Make sure that you take care of yourself and let them take care of their emotional baggage, or let them deal with situations that are weighing them down, and let them take ownership of their own lives. Because I feel like you might be attracting, if this sounds familiar, you might be attracting the same types of people where you feel like you want to play the role of the knight in shining armor. And if it's happened over and over and over again, you really have to date outside of your normal type, all right, in order to attract this very positive relationship. What I'm also sensing is with the Devil card, a lot of you could potentially be in unhappy relationships right now. And it's basically, the devil deals with comfort and stability and security. It doesn't deal so much with love. It's all about lust, temptation, and the whole idea of doing something we're not supposed to, because it's very thrilling and it's very exciting. If you are able to break yourself out of this, and which is dating the wrong types of people over and over and over again, there is something very positive, rewarding that is in store for you. Okay? And you are going to have to overcome this, take ownership of your own life, take care of your own needs, and let the situation go before this new healthy relationship partner will be in. And meeting this new person is going to allow you to see this situation for what it is or what it was, so that you can move forward in healthier relationships. But not only healthier relationships, you're going to be able to realize that this past relationship is crippling your self-esteem, whereas the new relationship can be very, very emotionally rewarding and very balanced. All right. So once again, I believe I got like similar energies for Scorpios. The juxtaposition between these two will let you see this situation in its true colors, all right? Which is always a good thing. You know, enlightenment, awakening, it's always, always a positive thing. So reassess some important relationships in your life, okay? Now, what's coming in as well is the Passion card. And this is it's also linked up with the Five of Pentacles. So let's talk about the Ace of Wands first. The Ace of Wands indicates to me a renewal in passion, a surge of energy. It can also indicate new projects. It can also indicate like new work situation. If you are reassessing your work environment and you're looking for work that is more intellectually stimulating, that will challenge you and that will expand your knowledge base, I do feel that for a lot of you, you might be landing a new job this month. You might be doing the research in order to extract yourself from this job that, you know, it pays the bills, but you're not happy with it. It doesn't utilize your skills and you're not being appreciated in the work environment. You will land a new job if you get out there and, you know, put your resume out there in the job market. All right. There will be new projects, new things that will ignite your passion. On the other hand, if we're looking at this more of a temptation, a physical attraction that you have with another person, I do feel that this is a situation you are going to have to walk away from, because we have here the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is a karmic card. I usually read it as a very karmic relationship in every single deck that I ever use. It denotes to me some type of karmic relationship. Karmic relationships are very, very difficult to deal with. A lot of the times they don't last a lifetime. A lot of the times they don't. Karmic relationships and karmic bonds create a sense of very strong physical attraction that we have with another person. But the reality of the relationship is that it is very unbalanced, and getting together with the other person or having some type of a stable relationship is going to be tremendously difficult. Both people, the coming together, the union of this relationship can face a lot of challenges, a lot of interference from other people, or it might not come together at all. It might just, and I want to bring this up mainly because the other cards with the devil, when you have a karmic relationship, you will know it. You will feel as if one person is doing all the work and the other person is not chipping in. It's also a situation where as soon as you start walking away, they want you back. But when you're around, they take you for granted. It's one of those things. So, you know, try to extract yourself. I feel like for a lot of you, you've let the past go. You are actively walking away from a relationship partner that have not been generous, that have not been truthful, that have not put you first. And this is the month in which they're coming back into your life because of Mercury in retrograde, where you are going to have to once again put your foot down, once again reassess, and you're getting like you know, like passion and that sense of security, dependency, and all of these negative feelings or positive feelings too. Passion is positive, but when it's linked up with another person that you know is not good for you, all of these things are being brought up. And it's coming in as a challenge. It's forcing you to take ownership of your life, set goals and ultimatums for yourself, stick by them. Don't waver in your resolve so that you can move forward. Because financially, you're in a really, really good spot. And the only thing I feel affecting you is the love relationship. And because it's coming out so strongly with the devil card, it's basically telling you, in terms of work, don't be afraid about leaving a job that you hate because something else will come along. Don't be afraid. In terms of love relationship, don't be afraid to leave whoever it is if they're not making you happy, because new passion, new love will come through for you. So don't operate from a place of fear. Operate from a place of self awareness, enlightenment, and directing your life in a more forward looking trajectory. That's where you are going to have to tear yourself away from these things that have not been serving you. Okay? In terms of your advice, first of all, there is a situation that you are going to have to physically move away from, and there's no other way out of this. Okay, this is basically like lesson learned. I've already got myself hurt many times, and I'm not going to put myself in that situation again. A lot of you, I feel like, with this card, there's a child on board, okay? So it might be a breakdown in a family unit, in a breakdown in a like a marriage situation. If it's not marriage, then it's at least somebody that you have a child with. And a lot of the times I look at the Five of Pentacles as a karmic relationship. Karma, well, soul connections allow us to meet. Karma is what allows us to stay together, have children, get married. So I feel like if there's a child in the picture, it's a karmic relationship. And I do feel that for a lot of you, especially for a lot of you, if you feel like if it was just you, you don't mind staying in it. But I feel like you're concerned about your child. You're concerned about, the well-being of your child. So you are going to have to make the right choice and the tough decision, which is to make sure that, your family unit, um, or at least your children are protected so that you can create a better life for your children. So I feel like this is a difficult decision, mainly because there are family members involved, especially children. It's never, divorces are messy, breakups are messy, but when children are involved, it's an even uh, it's a tough choice, okay? And I feel like the advice here is for you to extract yourself from this, whatever has been troublesome for you. I don't feel a lot of reconciliation happening, honestly. So I do feel that you are going to have to walk away and you are going to have to move on with your life, okay? There is a period of waiting here. And I feel like this is something you've been doing for quite some time. I feel like you were dealing with somebody who had a lot of control over you. They they made promises to keep you hanging on, to keep you waiting in suspension, and to keep you from not moving on with your life because they're afraid to lose you. I do feel there is love and lust all intertwined, so it's not completely healthy, and I feel like it's coming in from their end. So they're preventing you from moving on, living your life, finding love, and finding somebody who loves you, mainly because they want to have control over you. It's like giving control to another person. So you've been waiting, and I feel almost like life was on pause while you were waiting for this other person. Okay? Now life is finally gaining traction, mainly because you are taking back ownership of your own life. You're starting to, harness the energy where, this is my life. I'm going to steer it away and in a healthier trajectory so that I can achieve the life that I want so that I can be happy. I'm going to have to leave situations behind that are not working. So it's not in a spirit of selfishness or anything like that. It's mainly about self-preservation. It's about self-awareness and self-control, and not giving your power away, reclaiming your power, not giving your power to another person, not letting somebody lord over you. Okay, so it's a difficult step, and I feel like a lot of you are taking small steps in this right direction, but you're not certain just yet. And I can assure you, once you take the first steps, the universe will start bringing things in for you. So this is a card about success here. Your ships are coming in. You can see how, those ships on the horizon, they're coming in, and they're coming in fast. And you have many, many options to choose from. So if you've been worried about job security, you're staying in a job where you're very miserable, you have opportunities coming through. At the same time, if there are relationship partners and that you've been hanging on to out of, whatever, for whatever reason, you have that coming through for you as well. So basically, a lot of good things are on the horizon for you, but you need to be ready to move when they come in, okay? So this means extracting yourself completely, physically, emotionally, mentally from the past so that you can get yourself ready when those ships dock, all right? In terms of projects, finances, your public image, you are going to be able to achieve a lot of success. And this is a card about getting recognitions, getting accolades, and getting basically the what is the sense of recognition from other people. People know that you're a good catch, you're a good asset to their team, you're a great person to work with. So you're going to get the victory that you've been hoping for. For example, if you are in a situation, I don't see any court issues, but I feel like if you're settling something with a spouse regarding, like, out of the courtroom, if you're just, having a conversation amongst yourself, to reach some type of a verbal agreement about, who gets what, how assets are being divided up, who gets the child, like custody issues and things like that. But if it's not done in a court situation, if it's done like just verbally, I do feel that the other person is going to cooperate with you as well. Okay. For those of you looking for work, I do feel some work that will come in that will be very, very positive. And I do sense that it is coming through where it might be outside of your geographical location, so you might have some travel associated with that. Um, I feel you have a lot of, like, doors are opening left and right. And I feel that for those of you who have recently walked away from some difficult situation, and it's the first time where you made up your mind to walk away, the universe is safe in general. Okay, so you're going to be very well received. And if you want to start looking for work, this is the great time to do it. And I feel opportunities will be coming in abundance, and some of them will take you far away. Will take you to, it's like outside of your geographical location. And I feel like a change of scenery is what you need. I also feel as well there might be travel, like just contemplating travels and things like that as well. So things are looking very good, Sagittarius. Close some doors on old things, old situations, old people, and everything will be fine. All right. So let's see what's in store for you for love. It's funny, for a lot of the signs, the love readings don't really contain a lot of court cards. There are a lot of major arcana, though, major arcana cards that come out in the love reading. So that's interesting. Let's just see what's in store for you, Sagittarius, in the love front. Well, you've got 3 already. So the Five of Pentacles came out again. And the Ace of Wands came out again. Interesting. Okay, so you've got an air sign. All right, so let's talk about this. First of all, you're showing up in the center of this spread as the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is basically putting our life on hold. Life is on hiatus because we don't have all the information that we feel we need in order to move forward. And the way to navigate this situation here is that step away from it, resume when the information comes through. So it's one of those situations where the universe is telling you to trust that you actually don't need the information. If you need confirmation, it's going to come in at a later date, and it's going to come in at a time later down the line when this information is not going to matter to you. So this is a card about trusting your intuition and also trusting in the universe. As humans, we don't have control when we want something, we do want it right away. And as a Sagittarius, as a fire sign, you might be a little bit impatient and you might demand answers. This card usually tells me that, she's blindfolded and tied up, but at the same time, your intuition is kicking in and your intuition is telling you something's not right. So trust your intuition. Sometimes we have to trust it and we have to get used to the fact that it's uncomfortable to like not have answers, but sometimes your intuition tells you that the answers will come and one day when it's not going to matter. But for now, protect yourself, get yourself out of this situation, don't put your life on hold. Okay, so this is where something is seems a little bit off. We don't know all the details or we don't have all the information, but we know something is off. So when something is off, you can't be in a relationship because there are constantly going to be trust issues. So what's the point, right? That's what it's trying to tell you here. So as the center, energy in this spread, what I'm feeling here is for a lot of you, there are financial worries possibly affecting your relationships. There might be you might have financial like worries, financial entanglements with another person that you can't really extract yourself from, and as a result of it, the dating environment itself might be a little bit difficult. Okay, it can come from you or it can come from the other person, but I feel like it might come from the other person. It's sort of like they have some entanglements and they're not giving you the full details, all right? For those of you who are dealing with somebody and, if that karmic relationship seems true to you, I'm going to say that you're probably dating the wrong people. If it sounds like a toxic karmic relationship, you need to get yourself out of it because I feel like it is built on physical attraction, is built on lust, and you're being kept in the dark about a lot of the going ons behind the scene. So it doesn't bode well for a long-term relationship. Okay? Move on because you have a lot more opportunities coming through. You are very desirable and attractive, and your world will start to open up. Your social circle will start to expand. You're going to meet more like-minded people, and it's going to work really well for you. So I hope that makes sense because I feel like if you're in a karmic relationship, you're being kept in the dark, and the only thing that is keeping you hanging on to this relationship is the physical attraction. Okay? So look at it for what it is and move forward. For those of you who are newly dating and you're dating around and you don't have that type of karmic relationship in your periphery, there is a very strong air sign here. And the air sign is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This can be their sun, moon, or rising. And this is somebody that is, so this person is in your foundation. This person is in your foundation. Once again, I don't read reversals, but I definitely feel, first of all, you might not, this person is not it's not a affectionate, it's not a, emotionally like open type of person. Okay. I feel almost like he or she has been through a lot. They could potentially be divorced. They could potentially have gone through, emotional trauma, like cheating spouses and cheating ex-partners and things like that. So they're on guard. I mean, he's got his sword drawn. Okay, so he's not like ready to jump in a relationship just yet. And I feel like if for some reason he tells you he is and you feel emotional blockage, he or she, and you feel emotional blockages, I do sense that he or she's not ready. But either way, you've got an air sign in your midst that can potentially down the line be a very stable relationship partner. But I feel for right now, getting all the information, getting them to open up, getting to the point where you both have an emotional connection is going to be very, very difficult. Okay? So what I'm sensing with this air sign is this person can be very well traveled, very knowledgeable, possibly even like a writer, a publisher, somebody that deals with like expansion. So it could be like who's in the travel industry, who is in the publishing industry, somebody that is very, very worldly. But I do feel, once again, if there is an air sign that you're dating, there is a lot of physical attraction. There's a lot of opportunities where you both can travel together. There's an element of one person being stuck, one person wanting to travel. Philosophically and like long term, it's hard for this relationship to come together because I feel like the cards are all very solitary. Okay, so it's difficult. If you were to just date and have a physical relationship and have a fling, I do feel that that's going to work best. And I do sense that this is something that might be on the offing from this air sign. However, I feel that you want more. And I feel like just a physically gratifying relationship is not going to do it for you. So you want more. For those of you and who's, this is all that you want, I do feel that it's going to be very good for you. And I also feel that give it a chance and get to know the person, because I feel like with a lot of air signs are very, very cerebral, and they will start to open up. I feel this way, and obviously it's not going to apply for all air signs, but it's kind of like one of those situations where you are going to have to get intimate with them and then ask questions later. I honestly feel like that's the case because you're kind of iffy. You're like, how do they feel about me? And they've got their sword drawn. So it's a sticky situation where both sides are like on the defense. And when that happens, it's hard for anything to get off the ground. So if there is very, very strong physical attraction, and if it's a new person, not an old person or not somebody that you had a karmic relationship with, okay? If this is a new person, and you have this unexplainable, physical attraction with them. Just get to know them, and I feel that once you get intimate with them, like physically involved with them, they will start to open up. And I don't like to say that because I don't want to put ideas in people's heads that, we can use like sex and things like that to get other people to open up. That's a really poor way of approaching any type of an interpersonal relationship. But I do feel that there is definitely physical attraction. You're physically a stalemate, and something is going to have to break through. So, with the Ace of Wands, this is the seed. This is like the breakthrough card here. So I feel like with the World as the crowning energy, it can be a very positive experience for the both of you. All right. Um, for those of you who are in stable relationships, like marriage situations, or are in stable relationships, I definitely feel there are some financial worries coming through, where it almost seems to me like somebody, like financial situations are spilling into the relationship. And I feel like somebody might be overspending, might be a little bit too extravagant, and then getting chastised for it by their romantic partner. And I know that's not a romantic thing to say in a love reading, but that's what I'm sensing from the get-go. Somebody is like, if you're with another person, I feel like between you or the other person, I feel like it might be the other person that you're involved with, Sagittarius, that is very like diligent about bookkeeping, about how much is going out, how much is coming in. And I feel like you're not like that. You don't like you don't like to keep track of these things. You don't like to nickel and dime, and you just don't really care. So I feel that some type of money issues might be affecting the relationship. The relationship looks to me to be very stable because the foundation seems like somebody is being reasonable. So it's really important for you to, if you've been like frustrated about doing, not wanting to do something, I feel that in, on a practical level, your partner is giving you some ideas, but you're refusing to take the offer. They're giving you advice, they're giving you ideas, but you're kind of like turning away from it, okay? Overall, though, in coupled relationships, there's a lot of passion. There's opportunities as well for travel, expansion for the both of you. And it's really good for you to take trips together. If you've been feeling kind of like, if you've been feeling that emotional disconnect, it would be very good for you to take trips together. Um, I also sense as well, a lot of you are just very, very busy, honestly, and you're not really feeling it when your partner wants to be intimate with you. So that's what I'm sensing. The cards are very solitary. So this is something for you to open your eyes about, okay? When the other person like initiate contact with you, try to reciprocate, or at least tell them, I'm very stressed out. Like, open up that channel of communication rather than keeping yourself in this spot. All right. So I do wish you the best, Sagittarius. If you like a private reading, please visit my website where you can book an appointment. The information is in the description box. Keep in mind, I believe I am booked until like the. Talk to you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.